Good morning. Welcome to Monday with McCove for November 18th, 2019. I want to start today in prayer. Heavenly Father, thank you so much for loving us. I thank you that you have good plans for us, that you care about everything going on in our life. And I lift up everyone that is watching and the people that they know that are struggling right now, and pray that your light of hope would break through and you would show the steps of faith to take and to partner with that hope. And I ask that you would speak through me today something that is helpful and encouraging to those who listen. Amen. So, for those of you who may not know me, I am McCove Johnson. I am a Christian life coach specializing in childhood emotional neglect recovery. And if you don't know what childhood emotional neglect is, I would love to talk to you more about that. It's way more common than I would like it to be, but it's also very overcomable is the word that's coming to mind. And so that's what I love to work with in my coaching, because that's where I came from. Yeah, and I should probably do another video on that soon. But for today, I wanted to just talk about, I'd shared that I was going to a business conference in Florida, and that I felt the Lord saying I needed to go because I needed to see myself differently than I currently did. And so just wanted to kind of update, bring you guys along on the journey. And maybe this afternoon I'll get a chance to post some more pictures from Florida. But so one of the first things was just the importance of investing in myself. And investing in my business, because we don't know what we don't know. So we need other people to come along and tell us what we don't know, whether that's about ourselves or about a specific topic. There's, I didn't look up who designed it, but there's, like, if you think of 4 quadrants. So we've got of things that we know about ourselves that no one but God knows. And then there's things that everybody knows about us, the color of my hair, the sound of my voice, whatever, things that anybody could know about me. And then we have things that others know about us that we don't know about ourselves. And that's a box that can be pretty tricky, because we don't always want to hear those things that other people know about us that we don't know about ourselves. But they can be good things too. Like, sometimes we don't see our strengths and sometimes we don't see our weaknesses, but having that box open so that people can tell us things that we don't know about ourselves is powerful and key to growth. And then the last box is things that we don't know about ourselves, and neither does anybody else. Like, only God knows what's in that box. But he'll reveal that to us. And, so just like, that's part of why investing in coaching, investing in training is so important, because we have that box of things that others know about us that we don't know about ourselves, as well as people having expertise in an area of knowledge that we might need to gain from, rather than trying to figure it all out ourselves. And so coming to a place where I believe that I'm worth investing in, one of the things with CN is having a really hard time asking for help. And so to admit that, like, not only do I need the help, but I'm worth paying for the help, that's a really big step. But it's important for my own personal growth, but it's also important for my growth as a business, because why would any of you trust me enough to invest in coaching with me if I'm not willing to invest in coaching for myself? It's just a trust thing of, like, you practice what you preach, just like with your kids. It's do as I say, not as I do, is a really bad way to parent, and it's a bad way to do any relationship. So I was super blessed by my roommate. She was able to share that, she was kind of anxious about having a roommate, and if we wouldn't connect, we'd be too different and whatever. And she actually read my book before she came and was like, "Oh yes, we actually will connect." And so just was able to minister some to her, but be ministered to. Kind of got another spiritual mom out of the trip, which was really awesome. And wise counsel and just safe. Yeah, just a mom. She was always taking care of me, and I hope I didn't take advantage of that too much, but it was really nice to have somebody looking out for me. And then, so the conference is it's done by Tamara Lowe of Kingdom Builders Academy. And so it is all Christians who feel called by God to build a business or a ministry and make a big impact. And so it was overwhelming to be in a room full of 120, 140 Christians who were anointed with big things. And I could feel it walking into the room. It was overwhelming. But then when certain individuals would speak and I could feel the weightiness of what God called them to, like, it was really overwhelming in an awesome way, but still overwhelming. And like, what do I do with this? Do I just sit and enjoy this or whatever? And definitely still, like, I don't know what to do with all the things that he showed me, but just keep them until he shows me more what to do with them. And my husband and some friends had told me that, like, I wasn't just going to receive, that I had something to give. And I didn't really, as I believed them by faith, but I didn't spend any time imagining what that would look like. And so to be able to look back and see that what I had to bring was peace, which I take with me everywhere. But to have people actually recognize that on me, that there was a particular man that he shared his story towards the beginning of the conference and just grieved my heart for his story and the brokenness that he was feeling. And to be able to, like, I prayed for him every time I saw him during the conference because I just didn't have time. The opportunity never came up to connect with him, as I was like, I want to pray for him. And, Father has some stuff he wants to tell him. And it still's making me tear up. And I just would never connect with him. But so then finally at the end, when the conference was over, people were standing in line to get pictures. And I was like, I don't need to go over there and get my picture. But then I was like, well, God told me to come and, stretch. So it'd be a stretch for me to go get my picture taken. And so this gentleman was over there. And since we were just standing around waiting, I was able to, I asked him if I could, pray for him and encourage him. And so I was able to do that. And he was super touched by what the Father had to say. And he also, like, when I walked over, he's like, "You're amazing." And I'm like, okay, why? Like, we have not connected this whole weekend and he was sitting in front of me. So, like, you know, why do you say that? And he's like, well, I've seen you 5, 6 times through the weekend, through the conference. And just every time I see you, like, you just exude this peace. You just carry peace. And I'm like, well, yeah, I do. And so it was neat to get that confirmation of, okay, like, even if it's just that I'm bringing peace to the people that can see it and can receive it, was a big thing. But, then I was able to bring words of encouragement and healing to him and to a few other people. And then also, I had shared in the group of people that were going beforehand that, like, I was having a really hard time and combating the lies of, I don't belong here, I don't fit, all this kind of stuff. And So there was at least 2 different women that came and like thanked me for being there and for making them feel more comfortable because they related to me and to what I was sharing. And like, there's room for people like us, people like me, was what both of them said. And so, I don't know why that, but just, I guess that confirmation, not just for me, but for each of you, that if you just show up wherever you're called to show up, exactly as how God made you, you have something to bring. Whether you carry his peace like I do, or whether you carry his kindness or his generosity or his joy or whatever it is that you carry, it matters. And you can just show up and be you and impart what that is. And learning what that is and being able to impart it is, comes with healing. It comes with getting to know yourself. It comes with trusting that he trusts you enough to give you a piece of himself to give to the world. And that definitely has come, with a lot of healing and growth for me. And then one last thing about the conference is that it was mostly women. And absolutely nothing against men. It just struck me that God is calling women to rise up, and he's calling us to rise up in prayer. He's calling us to rise up in business, in influence, in just so many ways, because our voice is needed, and not because we need to rise up and push the men out of the way. We need to rise up alongside the men. They need our support. They need our perspective. They need those things that we bring that they don't have. And so I just thought it was neat that, there was couples there, there was just men there, but by and large it was women that were answering God's call to step out and make a difference, with the message that they carried, with the income that they were going to make. And again, it's Christian. It's not just a business conference to make business or make money. It's to make money to advance the kingdom. And most of the businesses advance the kingdom as well. And then the income is just going to advance the kingdom more. But so just those thoughts on the conference. And then I don't have a book here. I didn't think to grab one. We're halfway through November, and Christmas is coming, whether we want to be or not. And my first book was actually a devotional for the month of December 1st to 24th, kind of in place of an Advent calendar. There's a devotion each day that I wrote when my kids were preschoolers, like 1, 2, and 3, 2, 3, and 4, somewhere in there. So that we had a devotion to read every day to focus us on Jesus rather than on the presents and the lights and all those other fun things that are fun, and we still did, but we wanted a daily time to focus on. This is really about Jesus. He's the reason that we have any of this stuff to celebrate. And that book is available on Amazon if you're interested. And so I wanted to let you know about it, so you have time to order it and get it. Or if you already have it, that like reminder, find it, because Thanksgiving and December 1st are really close together this year, so it doesn't leave you a lot of time in between to get ready for that, if that's something that you do. So thanks for watching today, and as always, if you have any questions or comments, leave them and I will get back to you. And if you're interested in working with me, if you're just curious about what I do, I love to talk to people. I love to hear your stories. And I'm praying that you have an amazing week.